Good morning. It is Monday, June 15th, 2026 at 8:30. We're here for County Administrator update.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Cindy joining us today?
Haven't heard.
Maybe.
Not online.
Okay, well,
It's probably road construction.
no. Yeah, okay. So yes, we have a ribbon cutting this week, Wednesday. I have sent out some invitations. I'll just do an all Grant County this morning. I don't know how many people are gonna show up. We will have ice water there. I do have a giant ribbon, giant scissors, and I know that we have the flags ordered, so we have all new flags. I believe the sheriff is gonna have an honor guard there. And we'll do a flag raising ceremony. So Joey and I are working on an agenda. We haven't finished it up yet, so. So that'll happen on Wednesday. The architect will be here for that. He's also gonna be here the night before. We've got things to go over on the coroner's office. And then some final stuff on the jail, so. The DOJ grant, I had a meeting with the DOJ last week regarding some updates to the grant for the single point of entry that needed to be completed. It's not a user-friendly site. I had to walk through it with my representative from the DOJ to even figure out what I was supposed to do. So I did. I've got an email off to her again today asking if that was acceptable. So we are still working on the floodproofing issues, and the Washington State Department of Historical Restoration has decided that they need to chime in, even though the annex is not on a historical list anywhere. They are demanding to be involved, so which is hopefully not going to be problematic. Anyway, I'm working on getting a rendering. I know you had asked me, Rob, for a rendering of the coroner's office. I have a request from somebody at Source One News as well. I did speak with the architect. She was Will is not it's Will's office, but he has a healthcare architect specifically who is working this. Terry Ransom is her name. She said on Friday when I talked to her that she was going to get me that rendering. So I expect it today, and I'll get it sent to you and to that reporter. Anyway, so then we'll have an idea. We are underway there, and hopefully it's a 13-month build. I've officially given Leidig a notice to proceed, which started their 13-month clock. Leidig does believe that they are going to finish that project early. So they don't think it's going to take the full 13 months. One of the interesting things we're going to have to do is the $2.35 million we've requested in congressionally directed spending to buy equipment. We have to wait for the federal budget process to complete to find out whether or not we're going to get that money. If they find out that we purchased the equipment, I found out again on Friday, if they find out that we purchased the equipment prior to the grant award letter, they will cancel the grant. So that equipment
Can it be ordered?
I have a call into the manufacturer to see if we can do a no-cost lease, or we're looking at some other options. Leidig might be able to purchase it and just hold it, and then we'd have to purchase it from them. If they do that, they'll do that without a markup. It'll be a straight pass-through. But we're going to have to make sure that we do that correctly so that we don't lose that $2.35 million. So also had another meeting with Merchant McIntyre. The grant should be going in this week for the Staff Sergeant Fox veteran suicide awareness and prevention grant. We're looking at getting about $300,000 for that, and that grant is looking really good. It was a quick turnaround. Anthony did a great job getting all the stuff done for Merchant McIntyre. So they're going after grants and they're getting us money. They also have another meeting set with Kim Pope. So some new behavioral health grants just came out that New Hope would be able to use. And they're setting up a new meeting with her probably in the next week. So on that front, all those things are looking good.
Tom, to the coroner's office, do you have kind of a breakdown of that is not pages and pages of they must have posted something, I think on I-5 or the cost?
I have a breakdown, we have the GMP. I mean, that's the only thing that's been published.
Okay.
So if somebody
Can I
did,
get a copy of that, just so I can
yeah,
look at it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and those, I mean, the breakdown, I mean, it's pretty complete. Obviously, there's always gonna be some play in those numbers. Most of them, those are guaranteed not to exceed, but they would probably, we're gonna end up being
Because
lower.
it is a guaranteed maximum, right?
Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah.
So
Are
we
you getting
should-
questions from anybody on it, or?
Yes.
All right.
I think just because of the high cost.
Yeah. No, or is it because of, I mean, is it anything I can help you with? Is it because of the high cost, because they know that our original was, our original budget and our original location was only supposed to be like 6 million?
No, I think it's probably because it's a campaign year
Okay,
and everybody's throwing out that we're wasting money. That's why I just would really like to explain.
yeah.
It's extremely expensive, but
It's,
we also have prevailing wages that most
yeah.
people don't understand unless you're in government.
Well, and again, I would,
I just would like to share it,
yeah, no, that's fine. And yeah, I'll get you whatever you need. I would
Okay.
just also, I would offer, if you get those questions, please have people
Okay.
send them my way. Cause I'll sit down and explain dollar for dollar everything and why. Cause I've had a number of people ask me, well, originally you were gonna build it for 6 million. Now it's more than double that. But then when I explained to them that we weren't gonna own the land, it's much smaller. We weren't buying the equipment. We had less manpower, and we had no opportunity for growth. We didn't, once you start to look at, it's apples to oranges, and then people are a lot more, oh, okay, I understand. But then even with the price tag, our price per square foot really isn't bad. I mean, it's competitive with the market. So it's, I'll talk to people all day long about it. I even did a Facebook post last week. Somebody asked,
Oh, you did?
somebody asked about
I don't know. if
somebody,
county-
yeah, no, it was on the coroner's office. He said, the question was, why does the county need all these new buildings? And I responded to him and I said, well, we don't have a lot of new buildings. I said, the coroner's office was needed. We had an original program that we were gonna do with the hospital, but it just didn't work out. If you're talking about our jail and the sheriff's new facility in Ephrata, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it if you want to give me a call. And he said thanks, but he didn't
They
call me.
should also think of it as an investment
Yeah,
for the county.
Yeah,
They're leasing
we
it
may
from
be
some-
there
a building
someday.
From somebody,
yeah.
you get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's
Well, and it was interesting. I mean, everything is expensive these days, and yes, it's, it's not lost on me that originally our budget was 6 million, even though we didn't sign a GMP, because even though our budget was 6 million, Graham Construction was over 6 million both times with both of their GMP proposals for the hospital. They both exceeded our budget. That's why we pushed back on them so hard. And even then, again, we weren't going to own the ground and all that stuff. Did the three of you happen to watch the sheriff's debate?
parts of it.
The last one,
So interesting. So the moderator had a question to the sheriffs. If the county commissioners were to cut the budget 5 to 7%,
Oh,
what
they
would
had
you
one in
do?
Quincy that,
What's
okay,
that?
they did ask that question,
So
if they had to cut.
it was an interesting question, because 5 to 7% is, I mean, that would be a killer,
That'd be a lot.
right? That'd be a killer. I'd like to ask the board.
Who wrote that question?
I don't know if Vic asked it. He was the moderator. I have no idea.
Well, I
He
think
was
it
just
was
asking the
like people could
questions.
ask questions. In
Yeah.
Quincy, they just kind of asked, how would you cut? And so they
Yeah.
all had,
Yeah, well, it's a great question. So I would like to know. I mean, I know what my job description says, but I'd love to know what the board's expectation for my role is in the budget. Because I feel like everything I try and do is being thwarted. I'll say that Spokane County is looking at a $30 million budget shortfall, and they're planning. Kitsap County asked for a 3% across the board reduction last year, which caused some layoffs in the sheriff's office, and some retention challenges. And this year, their sheriff and entire command staff resigned last week. their entire command staff resigned on the same day. They don't want to go through. They were going to start doing town halls, talk about a 3% reduction. And the sheriff said, you know what? I'm not running again. I don't want to deal with this again. I'm done. So he left. And he took his command staff with him. So that's pretty bad. This last week, Wasack's weekly newsletter shared the story from Thurston County having a catastrophic $22 million shortfall. Their budget office, isn't that awesome they have one, is actively planning to mitigate with a multi-year approach. How nice it must be to plan. So none of our department heads can reconcile their budgets. None of the electeds I know of can reconcile their budgets. We recently learned that our cash balances that should be reconciled every month is only happening once a year.
I think we've known that.
Well, I haven't attacked anybody. I'm trying to work the problem. I don't need to be lectured by a different elected official. I'm not the bad guy here.
No, hopefully.
And I'm tired of being treated like it. So I would like to know the board's expectation of what I'm supposed to do. I know what my job description says. I'm trying to do it. I can't. And I'm not sure, when we go into budget this year, last thing I want to hear is, well, let's just cut a little bit here or a little bit there. Throwing feathers into the wind because we don't know. So I don't know what the board's expectation is for me with budget, except to do the same thing I did last year. Sit up that DS with our HR director and watch our eyes roll in the back of our head. I don't know.
Well, I believe it's fairly clear in this resolution as to what has to happen.
Yeah.
It has not happened. So until this happens,
Is that the
we're all gonna go
report?
through the same situation again this year. It's a resolution that tells the auditor and all the department heads their duties as department heads and the auditor. It's not happening. So I don't know what we do, Tom.
Typically, this time of the year, we'd be looking at numbers, and since we took so much out of reserve to see where we're at, we do have our numbers were not concrete. We had some overages. I think something doubled up, but
We have
Typically
15
in-
days to figure it out.
July, we start looking at it if we're under, if we're rolling as we should be.
Who's looking? None of your department heads have the ability to look.
Well, we just had a report.
So I will say that there's only been one person applied for that position
Yeah. Really?
with the.
For the,
For the
Republican
auditor?
Party.
really? Well, and they had a deadline. So the
Well,
deadline's passed.
It's passed.
Yeah.
There was only one applicant, so either we appoint that person
I
Or we
think
say, get us more.
or
that's really surprising.
or the governor does.
Well, the governor has to use the same list that the GOP could. So
No, they don't. I don't believe they
Yeah,
do.
they
Yes,
do.
they do.
They do?
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
So-
whatever list the GOP gives you, you've got, I think, 30 days. And if you don't make a decision in 30 days, the governor has,
You have
30
60,
days.
you have 60 days from the date
I'm sorry.
that the names are delivered.
Yeah.
If the board fails or can't agree upon that, then that list goes to the governor, and then the governor appoints from that list. And the governor has 30 days from the date of that appointment to appoint. And,
But
From
on
the same
judicial,
list.
they can appoint whoever they want then.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, because the governor, like on the judicial, they can grab whoever they want.
It's a different process. And
Okay.
so we're dealing with an elected official, and it's Article,
No, no,
I've got
thank
it
you for
here.
clarifying. I just
Yeah.
figured they could appoint.
I'm just surprised that there was only one name.
I was surprised as well.
Well, I guess that'll,
I found that out on
Well,
Saturday.
Without going any further into that, right, I just want to say that, I'm stuck, right? I'm not going to have, I'm trying to bring value and I don't know how to bring value. I don't know that I'll be able to. So,
No, Tom, you need to understand that you do bring value, and we appreciate everything
Well,
that you
thanks.
do. The hard part is getting the other elected officials to.
The hard part is helping you.
yeah.
I mean.
I don't know how to help you. I'm in the same, I've been in the same boat as you 2 years. But I don't really know what you do.
I don't know.
Other than just get
Be tried against the wall.
pissy and let your eyes roll in the back of your head for 3 months.
I will say that this problem will cure itself, so.
So, when was the deadline for the Republican Party?
Well,
Oh,
their
so
meeting's tonight, I believe.
to interview the one.
Oh, no, they're doing the interviews tonight, which is, there's only one person.
Okay.
Wow.
Who does?
Jim McKiernan,
Okay.
do you want me to allow him to unmute?
Sure. Part of the process.
Hey, I just wanted to add that and I know my department's probably not the most important department, but I feel it's the most important. And I just want to say the budget process scares the hell out of me this year. Because we don't even have last December's actuals. And so to do any type of budget planning, unless those numbers come to fruition and we see how we did last year, then it's going to be like throwing darts at a dartboard. And even if we have cuts, it's hard to make rational decisions if you don't have good numbers. And we do not have good numbers. We're not even seeing actuals for this year on a timely basis. So we're really shooting from the hip as to where we're at. So just an FYI, as a department head, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, Jim, I'll give you your actuals. What is your number? Your fair number?
Well, why don't you send them to me, Cindy, so that I can compare each category? That would be
No,
the
no,
best
no,
bet.
like your, okay, I don't know, I have the full category. What, I'm just trying to pull up your, oh, county fair, 118, 116.
116.
Your,
I would need to see it in detail per category, though, per budget line. I want to see where we're up and where we're down. I don't need a big number. It doesn't do me any good.
Okay.
And I need 2025s numbers.
we should be getting those wrapped up.
Well, it should have been wrapped up in January, to tell you the truth, or actually even December, because it's kind of ridiculous, actually. But that's just my 2 cents.
Well, you're at 18% revenue and 16% expenses. You should have been 33%.
Okay, 800%?
No,
So my question is.
18%. And
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
You bet.
How do we get the true numbers? Is there, I mean, is there something that we can do to make them give us the correct numbers? I mean,
If
I
they're,
just, I don't know.
if they're not done, I don't know how you get them.
Yeah, and again, you're dealing with the separate elected status here at this point. So that's going to be an issue. The board's duties are statutorily prescribed, just like the other electeds are statutorily prescribed. And those are the limitations that we have, and perhaps.
I think Brandon was gonna talk to the prosecutor from a different county. Do you know if he got an opportunity to do that?
I do not, but I can follow up and see.
He was gonna call him directly. Yeah, because I think there's some examples out there to follow. We just have to find the right one.
Yeah, that's on my list to follow up on.
Okay. I don't have much else for my update this morning. I know that was short. We can adjust. Most of my updates have been within a half hour or less. Hopefully you're getting everything you need from the leadership updates when I send those out every week. I don't have much else for this week. Clerk of the board, did you have an update this week?
Trevor's here because he had something he needed to speak to the board about,
Okay.
so I'll go on let him go first.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's good, and I appreciate Tom letting me play
Yeah,
through here
absolutely.
on this. I was unavailable at our update on Tuesday due to being in court. Along the same lines as we were just talking about the auditor appointment, I do have an update on the treasurer appointment. As the board is aware, that was an independent or a non-party status based upon it. I've done some research on it and also reached out to other counties that have encountered this particular thing. The, I guess, consensus approach here at this point in time is for the board to accept applications directly regarding that. There's been a couple other counties that have done that with some success. There is also a provision, being that it's June 15th, the board does have the authority under RCW 36.16.115 to appoint a acting official upon the vacancy. So come June 31st, I think is Mr. Pheasant's official last day. The board could appoint an employee serving as a deputy or assistant in the office to act as interim during the time at which, or up until one is elected or appointed as required by law. I think the approach with taking the applications and doing the appointment makes sense, because if we look at the timelines from June 30th, 60 days would be out to, I got the math there, but we would fall short. There's 126 days, I think, from June 30th to the election day, so there would be a gap that's in there. And again, with the other counties that have had some success with that process, I think taking the applications and then making an appointment would be the appropriate course of action.
So we would just need to do a public announcement then?
Correct.
Easiest.
However the board wants to go through and do that, a public announcement probably makes sense to see if there's anything that's going to be there. You know, again, with the election coming around the corner, it's going to be a very limited time period until the successor is going to be in.
So the person that's in his office currently that is running, any reason why we couldn't appoint that person, since she has no one running against her?
I think that's, so we're talking about two different things here. We're talking about the acting official, which is the appointment that the board can make out of a employee that was serving as a deputy or assistant. And then you're talking about the other appointment that would be contemplated by taking 3 applicants from the Central Party Committee and then making an appointment for the remainder of the term. So there's really kind of 2 appointments that you have going through here. You know, again, I don't see a reason as to why that individual couldn't be the acting appointment, and then the board can make its decision after taking the applicants and making the decision at that time.
Okay, so there's 2 steps. So the RCW 3660-115, you appoint somebody in the office. We appoint somebody in the office that could fulfill that duty, and then advertise, and then
Correct.
appoint somebody from that.
And then you have a seamless transition. There's always going to be someone that's either going to be acting or going to be appointed until the next election. So there can be a seamless transition.
And we could probably send out a letter, searching for applicants. Possibly get that sent out today, maybe, to our news sources, paper of record. Just thank you for researching how this is done, because it's unique.
There is, and there is no process under the Constitution or the statute for this particular circumstance. So that's.
We haven't been able to get it in direction.
and there isn't really any direction out there, but there has been at least a couple of counties that have followed this process, and like I said, with some success, to where there hasn't been some pushback. So
We've got direction. It's like consult your office, consult our office.
Yes.
That was the direction that we received.
So is there any questions that I can answer on that?
No, I think we're good on that one.
We got 15 days to get something done.
Anything else from the clerk of the board?
Trevor.
I have questions about this application thing. I can bring it up during PMR, because to work with HR for that. Totally separate note. I got an email from Swale asking about employment. I'm gonna start that sentence over. Swale reached out to me saying that she had contacted the commissioners about an employment and resource fair that's coming up on July 1st. She did not receive any confirmation from any of the commissioners saying that they would attend. So I'm asking you guys if you plan on attending.
What's the date?
July 1st, it's a Wednesday. It's from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the fairgrounds.
I can certainly stop by there.
I think I told her no. I think she asked me to bring a business and I just said no.
Oh, is that where we're supposed to have a booth?
If
Let me-
you have, she was looking for, I don't know. She was
Refresh
kind of
my
looking
memory
for
on this
having some, I think she wanted, as commissioners, us just to go.
Okay.
She had said that commissioners just to attend, but she had reached out to Rob and Kevin outside of their commissioner duties because they each have personal businesses.
Okay.
She wanted to see if you were interested in having a booth at the Job and Resource Booth. Then she didn't get confirmation.
I had already confirmed with her that I wasn't gonna be able to do that,
Yeah, I can't do that either.
but I told her I would stop by.
Maybe I should though, but I can't.
Brandon, are you seeing movements on,
Maybe I'll drive
movement on
around
the
and get a
computers
business
you
in 2
need
weeks and I
from
can.
Joe? I've seen some
You
emails
might
going
need
back
a
and
tractor
forth.
driver.
He sent me the two models that I can pick from.
They're probably pretty powerful.
Anything else? No? Is that it for you, Caitlin? Yes, sir. Okay, I guess we're going to recess until 9:30.
9:30? Free time.
Morning, gentlemen.
Theoretically.
Morning.
Morning.
Get you all riled up first thing.
Stupid stuff.
Monday.
Can I request a 3-minute executive session on land acquisition?
On what?
Land acquisition?
Yes.
Real estate acquisition?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to executive session for 3 minutes for real estate acquisition, RCW 42.30.1101B, coming out at 9:33.
I think he's been
Yeah.
ready to negotiate.
It is 9:33 and we are out of executive session. No decisions were made.
I would do your tip first, kid. Let's do the accomplishments last. We got a lot of stuff.
So we need to schedule a hearing date for the 6-year tip. And I believe Caitlin gave us a couple dates, so we'll have to pick one of those. We'll try to get that 6-year tip on consent. Hopefully this coming next week, if not, be the following week. And if I recall, we need 2 weeks or so of time in the paper. So we'll look at that date. I think it was a July 14th and 7th.
Yes.
I think it was mid to late July. Because we
Okay.
were I was trying to make sure you guys had enough time for publication.
Yeah.
But I think looking at like the 14th.
14th might be the safe one and not the earlier one.
Which if
Okay.
it's on consent next week, you'd have enough time,
Okay.
but.
And
there's-
that's the goal, is to get on next week.
And I forgot to congratulate you for being recognized as our county engineer. So congratulations
Thanks.
from the west side.
Yeah, that meeting was last week, that's right. A lot happening. So yes, we'll need to get that here. So that's the 14th, I think. Should be fine on our end. Okay. Advantage landslide, we reached out to WashDOT for a cost to have them perform analysis on the slopes and help us with some design recommendations. And they gave us a estimated cost of $40,000. I sent this off to legal as well for their review. And then just, I guess now my question is funds for this? Is there emergency funds usually that goes with this, or what's for this kind of scenario?
I
or-
may have to apply for a grant. That would be, I don't know if you apply for a grant, but we don't have anything within our county
If
coffers.
not, that would be out of our one-on-one, I guess.
I'm
And
gonna
this
have
is
to
just,
refer you to John. John, what,
this is just for us to come up with how to fix it, what it needs, so.
I think it would be, John, would that be a grant that they apply for?
It might be. I don't know that 101 can pay for it, but We need to talk with Crab and see if it's eligible for those funds. Or if they have any kind of grant possibilities.
Yes, typically when we had a washout, one time we used our insurance, the canal washout. That's been the only. But I don't know. I guess you could reach out to WCRG and see if they would cover something like that, but yeah, I only recall one time that we've repaired a road.
I just have
Insurance.
never had, I guess it is similar to like washouts. It would be, wouldn't it? So, well, and we'll see what they say, but this could be wildly expensive. So we'll get that, what needs to be done first, then we'll have all our information and make a decision from
But I
there.
would reach out, is it Crab that I had to
Yeah.
reach out to them too and ask them what?
Speaking of crap, they are asking for an updated organizational chart. And so we're gonna be making some modifications to it to come back to the board with that align more with what the engineer's role is. But we have a question for the board. So since we're both appointed officials, it's currently set up that he answers to me for like time off, things like that. He has stuff that he's required to answer directly to the board for. So our question is, do you want him to answer to Tom like I do? How does the legislative authority of Grant County want?
Well, he would answer to you. You you still answer the board. Tom is just kind of the intermediate. There's an RCW that states Kate has to directly report to the board. So I think there's kind of how he is on the org chart, but he still has to have some direct connection to the board because he's the county engineer.
Yeah.
So however that chart looks, but I don't think Kate answers to Tom. Right? And I wouldn't say answer works with Tom as our.
Yeah. But like Tom's the one who approves my leave slips and, things like
No,
that.
you would be approving Kate's.
Okay. Okay. And that's some of the changes we need to make. Having our operations manager, James Davis in this case, he should be answering to the county engineer, which makes the engineer involved with the entirety of the 101 roads fund. Because now he's already in charge of design. This would put him in charge of the maintenance side of things. And I think Crab is correct in calling that out. So we actually have our first meeting on that this afternoon. So hopefully a few weeks, we'll have a rough draft to bring and
Because I believe
present.
you are responsible for everything that happens between the right of ways. Am I correct, John?
Yes.
The right of ways and then ER&R, you're responsible for ER&R. But, and this is kind of my question, we've also thrown in vehicles. So you're not responsible for everybody else's vehicles that are on the roadway. We just kind of said, hey, you guys are doing ER&R, why don't you take the county ER&R, all the vehicles. So that is something that if you felt that it was not working out, that we could probably do something different with that.
He's allowed to delegate authority of ER&R.
Yeah.
And so Dave Bren did that to John.
Okay.
And I think Cade wants to keep it that way. The thing is, he can't do an adequate job of overseeing them both. There is too much going on in both of them. We have nearly 600 vehicles and pieces of equipment. We have 2,500 miles of road. We have 263 bridges. I mean, to do a decent job at it, that's why we're trying to silo it just a little bit. John spends a lot of time on ER&R, and that's what we need. Now we're getting our rates updated. They're checking things. They're updating fuel with every delivery. Not doing it, once a year if we have time. So it's a much better product. He can focus on roads and I can focus on solid waste. And I think in doing that, we're gonna get a better product. So, but the org chart has a few issues. It isn't a ton of changes that we'll be bringing, but it is more compliant with CRAB. And since they're asking for an updated one, we want to present them one that we feel is in line with what they're asking for.
So Kevin, what it makes it a little unique is we have an engineer and a director of public works. So typically it's been one individual. So when we broke it out, it's just trying to find that balance where who reports. But there is an RCW that states that the engineer has to report directly to the board.
Yeah, and this, I mean, the tip is one of them, correct? So, I mean, you're seeing that now, it's gotta go, the communication has to be right there.
Right.
So, I mean, Kate and I work great together. I run solid waste stuff by him, he runs road stuff by me. It's not that at all. It's just, how would you like to see it before we develop this new org chart? So that was our question.
And Kate, didn't the DOT aren't they requiring one too, with names and everything?
That's, yeah, DOT wants, at least the last names on the upper positions, not like all public
yeah.
or District
What
1,
did
2,
you
3
call?
crews,
Matt,
yeah.
who do I call?
Yeah, that's
There's a lot.
it, with phone
Well,
numbers.
so yeah, they wanted last names on everything.
Our MPE system, they are doing some work. We're still struggling a little bit with the submittal process. They were using a file sharing system that is not working very well. So late last week, they scrapped that and went to one that was more familiar. Well, hopefully that will help. So that's still moving along. Stratford, okay.
Yeah, Stratford, they're striping today, and they'll finish out monuments at some point soon too. Then we'll do a little punch list on that and then pull the signs, and that road will be back to its normal speed.
So they did the second shot last week.
Last week, yeah.
And I believe they finished pruning it as well, so.
And they swept this morning real quick, a quick sweep before the striping went down.
Center and edge, yeah.
I drove it a week ago. I thought it was a pretty nice road. Turned out pretty good.
We were a little
Are you the
nervous.
one that was speeding?
Um,
Some people were driving.
I probably was.
Well, I
I
was
was kidding.
pretty happy with the curves and the hill. A lot of times, especially how long it'd been gravel, getting those washboards
Yeah, no, it turned
eliminated,
out
but
nice.
it did turn out pretty well.
Crew did well.
Okay, speaking of washboards, K Road, no. 12 or Road 12, that tees into K Road, southwest. It is awful.
I'm gonna quote you, awful.
Let's just say I was going about 2 miles an hour in a
Well,
tractor, just to keep my baler from falling off.
Well, we did start chip seal today, but with this big crew, we're able to keep some blade operators and keep some of that stuff going, where in the past, we couldn't do that.
But I
Everybody
think
was
they're
chip
doing,
sealing.
it must be it must have been silage time when the road is beat up.
Okay.
I have been on it, I can confirm it, that it's
You-
true. True statement.
Upcoming hearings, the 30th, we have a surplus hearing, and on August 4th, we have Dune Lakes and Beaumont Drive.
And it looks like they've already started working on that, so,
Petition.
yeah, we've
Okay.
got something set to us.
Okay.
Really hoping it'd be like January, but whatever.
Just the time.
We have accomplishments.
Okay. So we got litter control cleanups, total 103 hours, 2.48 tons for $304. Disposal, 656.5 total hours with 6,216 tons for $303,627. Gravel road grading, for miles 200 or 642 in all areas. Gravel grading for rock break, 451 per mile, all areas. Pavement patching and pre-level cap, 18.45 tons on Stratford Road pipes. Crack filling cap, 1,264.5 hours, District 3, and chip seal area 2026, crack filling Dodson and 5 Northwest Dodson. Crack filling non-cap hours, 449 hours, chip seal area 2026 coming up. Seal coating cap, 41.5 hours, stockpile, coverstone, and locates seal coat prep. Seal coating non-cap, 104.75 total hours. Road 27 Northeast, moved equipment and water cover stone pile, prep for seal coat. Bridge cleaning, 22.5 hours, have bridge decks, line striping by contract, total of 751,899 linear feet. Mowing, 107.9 shoulder miles. There is 1-2 in District 1-2. Brush and tree trimming, 299.5 hours. And Stratford, we had 414 hours on that as well.
Do you want to ask if there are any questions about your CA consent item?
Is there any questions on that washout CA agreement? It was just the agreement with now washout. You guys transferred over the CA to me, now just the agreement with washout.
Right. I didn't have any questions on it.
Do you have any other questions for us?
Where's that Vantage Bridge slide at?
It's on Old Vantage.
Old Vantage Highway. Is it on
Yeah.
our side of the river? I'm assuming.
Old Vantage, it just leads down to a boat launch. It doesn't tie into any other roads. And it's popular with people. They like to go down there and climb on the rocks for some reason.
Fingers.
Yeah, I think they brought pictures, I think you were
The
here
feathers.
like a month ago, they brought some pictures.
I got
Feathers.
pictures of it.
Thanks.
I'd never
Thanks
been
for the
down.
correction.
So,
Feathers.
and it's,
Well, don't go down there now, because the road,
it's kind of closed.
or take a bike.
We did open one lane the night that it happened because there was people at the bottom that
Sure, I can see
would have
where
been
it's going.
trapped, but it does not look very stable to us, but that's why we're trying to get the state in here, some experts to take a look
Well,
at
doesn't
it.
the state own it? Isn't it state lands?
That, I think where it happened is wildlife property.
Is it wildlife? We'll let them know that their rocks are on our road.
Yeah.
and we can remove them.
Come get them.
Yeah, I would definitely reach out to them.
It's their land. I mean, they should be responsible for it.
Well, it's probably, I don't know what our right of way is through there, but in spots, it's right at the edge of the road is a rock cliff. So some of it is gonna be in our right of way, but
Sorry, but can you come get your stuff off of in the middle of our road?
we'll
I would
we'll
at
try
least-
it.
I would at least reach out to them and see what, what they say. Maybe there's funding that they have that they could use to clean it up, or help clean up, or have somebody go out and take a look at it at least.
Well, once we got the one lane open, we have not touched it. We don't really want to be working on or near it unless we have to, so.
That hard hat's gonna do very little. when
Very
that big
little.
rock comes crashing down.
It's, I don't know, John said this morning, that's by far the worst he's seen in his career. And it's a few rocks. Sometimes we've had some big ones that our loaders can't even move. But it's that big rock and a couple small ones, that's it. This was significant.
What's on the opposite side of that landslide? Could you
Another
push-
cliff.
Yeah, big.
About 150 feet straight down.
You know, the place that we can like,
Anything down
Roll our
below,
rocks.
and you just push them off the edge.
That's what we've been doing, but we need the experts to look at the stability of that rock slope or that rock face.
We don't want to have a loader out there pushing and have another slide push a loader and somebody off the side, so we
Yeah,
want to
no,
make sure it's
not worth
stable.
that.
In spots, Kevin, it's like that road was just cut into the cliff. So cliff, road, cliff.
I see that.
So
That's why I was wondering what was on that. Must be on the south side. Must be
and
the
there's,
other cliff.
maybe we can have it'll be a trail now instead of a road to get down there.
it might be,
Have to vacate.
it has 2 half bridges. And yeah, they're just triangle shaped bridge that comes out and it's just poured into the rock. And you try to code those in BridgeWorks, oh my gosh, there's like 35 errors and you can't fix a single one of them. It's not set up for half bridges.
Boy. Wish I had an answer for the finances to fix that, but Crab, WCRG, and the landowners, see if they have something for repairs.
And, once the state gets done, we'll know what we're looking at. how bad they think it is. They might say, a couple rocks need to come down and you're good.
Well,
So
and the game department may have somebody they could send out there to look at it as well.
I asked, I talked to the PUD, they have to keep them in the loop as part of their permit because it's their boat launch at the bottom.
Access to water.
Yeah, they asked around, they don't have anybody that could do that. I was hoping they would have staff that are trained in doing that. But I honestly, 40,000 was less than I thought it was gonna cost. So it's, once legal's done with that, we'll move forward with it and get them out here as soon as we can. Anything else?
No,
That's all we have.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
we'll go into recess until 10 a.m. Good morning, it's 10 a.m. and we're here for our auditor's office update.
Good morning. We have a couple of things for you. The biggest one is I'm sure you guys have heard, but we've officially extended out our implementation of HRM and payroll. Our tentative new go live date is January 1st, 2027.
Sounds like a great.
Yes, we're not ready, and this is not something that we can set up on the fly. We really need to make sure that we've got everyone set up in there properly before we go. And so we're going to be doing like a soft opening, a soft go live on October 1st, but really the first payroll will be October 12th. So we anticipate, will it be everyone? Okay, so everyone will be expected to enter in their time into Tyler as of September 27th. That'll be the first day. And we'll be pretending that we are live. And that way,
Okay.
we're not really, in case there's any kinks.
Okay, so you do like a parallel. You'll do run it.
Mm-hmm.
You probably already said that, but it just clicked in.
No, it's
Okay.
okay. So we're having issues with the bank files. They're not going through, they keep failing, so we gotta get that figured out and why it keeps failing. The checks aren't correct. The, meeker line or micro line, I'm not ever. Micker is like teeny tiny off and the bank wants it to be moved, so we gotta get that fixed. And my opinion is there's no way we're gonna be able to do a successful payroll until we get everybody in and all the systems working and all the people working together. So from new hire all the way to paycheck, we need more time. And more training for employees.
Any questions?
That's great.
Yeah, I think people are gonna be relieved more than disappointed. And then, as you know, Michelle's down to 10 business days till she's retiring. And her signature is the one on the checks for AP and payroll. So we want to,
Are they already pre-printed on it?
well, they get printed on the check at the time we print them. So it's a digital signature in Tyler and it prints. So
Oh, okay, so we can change that day. Okay, I just didn't know
Well,
we had to order checks.
I mean, we know because we have to notify the bank as well. It can't just be us changing it in the system. So
Yeah.
if we don't know when we'll be appointing an interim,
I think we
Almost
have,
soon.
give us another week.
okay,
We're
because
interviewing this week, the Republican Party, there's
Uh-huh.
only one applicant. And then if there's only one, we either appoint or we wait and.
We wouldn't want their name on the check, so would we?
it would be the interim auditor.
You have to have the
So
auditor.
you would
Well,
switch
she
it
wouldn't be
again?
the interim auditor. Well, I think.
Well,
we're
they'd be
gonna
the
go
elected auditor, yes. And then
I
we
think
would,
that's, by RCW, that's the only person that can be on the check.
no, we can designate, we can delegate. And that's what we were gonna talk about if we wanted to
So
put,
there's an RCW. Okay, so let me
We need
look
to
at
check
that.
on that.
We're,
HR suggested Tom.
the county administrator, oh yeah, we were gonna recommend the chair. So Kevin,
Okay.
but we'll verify the
Okay.
statute.
Yeah, let's
Um,
verify, it, because sometimes sometimes the chair can sign and sometimes the chair, it's really weird, but it takes usually two commissioners to take any action, so you may have to have two commissioner check, two signatures.
Yeah, and we're still looking into the like legalities of if her retirement date is June 30th, is any check that we process after that date cannot have her signature, or is there like a 2-week kind of pass? We don't know yet. We're investigating that as well. So if
So what you're saying is she signed it on the 30th and somebody cashed it later?
Yeah.
It should. still
No, it's
be.
fine, because during that time, she was the auditor.
oh, I mean her last day is the 30th. So I'm saying on July 1st, if we don't have an appointed person's
will.
signature
We will,
Okay.
that's
will
been
get that
notified
to
to
you.
the bank, I don't know if
yeah,
I just want to make sure that
we should.
those checks will
We should
be
know Wednesday probably, Tuesday or Wednesday,
okay.
and then we can interview.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get that taken
Even
care
if
of.
we need to interview the end of the week, we will.
So not anticipating having to have an interim person in there, just the
Okay,
whoever
so
you guys
they're
appoint.
interviewing today. We could even interview next week, and that would give a little up, but.
I don't know how much notification time the bank needs. I doubt it's much. They probably just flip it out, switch out the letter. But I think we'll have to send a letter signed by, I don't know who it'll have to be
Well,
at
as soon
the,
as we know, we can.
I would assume it'd be one of you guys, but I don't,
Okay.
I
so
don't
We
know.
need to, yeah, let me look in the clarification, who has the, whatever that, IA is that Tom always has, that he can, I have the free version.
of what? Oh, I do. Well, the Microsoft Copilot, I don't think it's the paid version that we use here for, but it seems to be not the free version either. Like a business version, maybe? Because it has more memory and answers more, if you use Microsoft Copilot for work stuff. And we've been advised to use only that one for work-related stuff by IT. Did you- I'm not sure the regulations or laws that are pertain to that. I'd have to look it up.
It could be the treasurer.
Are we looking now? Is that what we're doing? Okay. We posed the question, but who do we pose it to? It was during our meeting.
MRSC if we need to. And we can
It doesn't hurt to do that.
do a response within 24 hours or whatever. I mean, you said you said the response time that you need, so.
I know Dakota sent an
perhaps
email
that would be a
to,
little more beneficial.
I thought Holly might be looking into it too, because we posed it during the meeting.
she sent it to, who was the attorney that came to your office the other day?
Oh, Trevor?
Yeah, she sent an email to Trevor asking.
Mm.
Anyone authorized to sign must be covered by an official faithful performance bond of at least $50,000.
Are you guys bonded as commissioners?
Yes.
Yeah, but only 10.
How long will it take to get if we appoint someone?
I'm looking to see who it sounds like it's a treasurer who would be the next in line.
But he's leaving,
He's also leaving.
But
Oh.
we will be appointing that one here shortly.
Why don't we just have the chair sign?
that's what I was,
That'd be simple and consistent. I don't think Kevin's going anywhere.
No, but we gotta make sure we can do that. Kevin, why are you in jail? Why'd you get a new car?
I'm gonna wait till after the new one's open.
Good choice. In a single cell.
The auditor may designate specific duties or accounting staff to perform this function, but they must be officially authorized and registered with the county and the banking institution. Have to $50,000 bond, no less than.
Is that RCW 3616?
Would WCRG be the one?
RCW 4224 180 and RCW
Oh, 42.
22
More
110.
Or more?
There's a couple that I'm looking at.
Probably should find out from them how long it would take.
We can, for the new appointment, their typical turnaround is a week when it comes to the bond. It kind of just depends on how fast they can whip it out, but
We can usually get it that day if we're,
yeah, we would just need I mean, once the person's here and you guys appoint them, then it's just a matter of getting their.
do we still use
signature
Mark
on it.
Morris for that, or do we, okay,
Yeah.
they're pretty fast.
So their bond amounts are set by an RCW. So like your guys' is
We're only 10.
set by, the amount that we bond you for is set by the RCW, and the auditor is
Clearly, the auditor is a little more.
not less than 10,000, and sureties to be approved by the county legislative authority.
But it says in order to do checks, it's gotta be 50,000.
For someone other than the auditor, right?
On the auditor's behalf, by the state, anyone authorized to sign must be covered by an official faithful performance bond of at least 50,000. Yep. Anyway, we'll get it. We'll get a new auditor here. It will just entice us to move a little faster.
Which I believe the treasurer would be above that limit.
Daryl, what's your bond?
What's my bond?
Because it looks like when we're Googling, because when Michelle's gone,
Goodness for
if we have to have a backup signature on the checks, the treasurer, it does say the treasurer is the one that can sign on the checks, or someone in the office, but they have to have a $50,000 bond.
And
What's your bond?
the treasurer has to have a bond anyway.
Who?
The treasurer has a bond anyway.
What is the amount? We have one that's 10,000.
Then I guess you'd have to have,
Increase it. What's your bond?
well, this is what I pay, $600 some dollars a year, $413 a year for.
Is it 10,000 or 50,000?
His will range somewhere between $100,000 to $250,000, depending on.
Daryl.
I know,
You're
yeah,
a big
10,000
liability.
doesn't sound like much for a treasurer. I think 10,000 is for the rest of elected officials,
Yeah,
but the
I
treasurer
would-
has to have a much higher. That's why mine,
Okay.
what we pay on mine is way higher than all the others.
Okay,
So what I'm reading too, it looks like if we don't have a signature, if we don't have someone appointed or with that designated authority as of July 1st, when Michelle's not here, we won't be able to process checks.
so we will get going on that. And Daryl's appointment, we need to advertise, so we're gonna advertise right away. And we can accept.
What will we
applications
advertise
for-
for what?
Well, we can, for the appointment for the treasurer.
That person can only come within the office as per MRSC.
Okay.
But it's
are
still an
you
appointment?
referring to,
Right.
Okay.
RCW 3616.
So your appointment is within my office. And then there is no secondary process in law. And so that appointment continues to the certification of the election.
Okay, so you're saying RCW 3616.
Might check with Trevor, because he gave us different information.
Well, he gave us kind of two steps. We could appoint from the office, but then we,
Well, I know, this is where I posed the question to MRC, came back.
oh, it did?
This is
We-
what
you-
Decos County did.
Daryl, can you please work with Trevor on that?
Okay?
Yeah, let Trevor know that because he checked with a couple other counties and
Well, actually, to me, Douglas County messed up and it's created a major liability.
yeah, I would check with Trevor because he gave us a different idea of what we need to do.
This is your last one, Daryl.
Yep.
Kim Allen has her hand raised. She's online.
Well, it's gonna mandate the
Yeah.
meeting.
I don't mind.
Morning, Kim.
Good morning. Hey, I just, I had left my Zoom on and I just heard your question. I just looked at Darrow's bond. It's 150,000.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all you have for today, Mandy?
Yeah. If there's any questions about anything specific?
You got anything?
Nope.
And I guess we will.
Thank you very much.
Treasurer's office update. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll find out how much time the bank needs.
Okay.
If they need more than like a couple of days to a week, we might want to plan to have it delegated authority to the chair until we can appoint
Okay.
someone,
Thank you.
just as a backup.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. You only have 15 days left, Darrell.
So it looks like RCW 3616-115 that you can appoint.
Maybe I'm off 5 days.
Well, 15 calendar days.
Oh, yeah, Rob, you're right. It's more than 4. Okay, well, geez, I was cleaning my office in a hurry for nothing.
Slow down, Daryl.
No, I was just finding more stuff that I sent to the assessor's office that I don't see any action on. Like property not being taxed down near Mattawa on a Department of Revenue lease. There was, we actually had a $4.5 million sale happen, but then they didn't process and pay the excise tax and didn't pay the advance tax on the personal property
In Mattawa?
down outside Mattawa. It's a Tato's LLC property under Christensen. He's also delinquent in his taxes this year, and so we have all this property. Yeah, the property, the 2 properties next to each other are being leased out from DNR. And the lease ended, and the DOR immediately turned over that lease, and the entity took out the vineyards and put in row crops, wrote in a different crop. That was in 2023. And so far, because nothing got recorded about the new entity and their lease with the assessor's office, they assumed it wasn't being farmed anymore, even though they've been driving by it. So last year I told them it was being farmed. But I'm not seeing any indication that they're putting it on the rolls like they put past leases on the road or improvements only thing for when you put on improvements only. So, but if someone's willing to pay $4.5 million for use of the land, where there's also buildings on it that the land is being leased to for these huge buildings under Tato's.
So
Storage
who would be
facility.
responsible to do that? Would it be the owner or the tenant?
Well, that's the thing is it should be where DNR communicates to the assessor's office about the leases. So that's why when I found out about it, when we couldn't find these parts there, this property being taxed, that's why I notified the assessor's office last year to get it back on. And it did not happen. Also notified them of the personal property as part of the sale. That also is not being listed, so we'll see. I'll send a reminder again to her. I'll send it to Clayton. Make sure he knows what's going on. But it's not fair that they are not being taxed on something everyone else is being taxed on. We have a conference this week. We're not going until Tuesday afternoon. I'll stay overnight. Carrie will be driving home. Carrie will be coming back on Wednesday, and then she'll drive me home Wednesday night, because we got some people gone for Thursday. So we got to be in the office to cover for our short staff. And right now, money's going out, so we're just got the bond closing. We got Quincy bond closing tomorrow morning, whether it's a refinancing, and where actually they made the December payment much lower than what it was, because Quincy didn't notice all the charges against their bond fund for all these refunds, the Quincy School District. So when I was looking at this, they didn't levy enough to cover it. And they had another refund happen against them this year. So when talking to bond counsel, I told them, you need to really make this first payment in December much smaller, because they don't have the money to pay what's currently out there. So that's what they're doing. They're making this one less principal and pushing out the refinancing in the remaining years. We opened the show, had a good opening weekend. Wow. Yeah, everything went really well with the cast. So had about 150 people come. So we got 2 more weekends. I was looking at the wall last week and see I'll be under 18 different commissioners. Thought it was more, but it's not. There's less turnover than what happened.
Including us,
Yes.
over 40 years.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yep. I also do a quick look, because someone was trying to remember what the commission, I was talking to Bill Varney, for those who remember him.
Yes.
Talking to him yesterday. And he's got another surgery happening, so he won't be able to come on to the event on July 10th. I should be getting my postcards out to start handing them out. Yeah, so somehow they feel there's a need for a roasting.
No, don't do that. Those
I've
are
been
always, those are not
so
good.
innocent all these years. I don't know what they would be able to.
Who's saying that?
Oh, first it was past accounting department employees, and now it's my sister.
No, I just don't feel like roasting is
Like a barrel pheasant roast?
Yes.
I don't think we need to do that.
What are they gonna, why?
I don't know.
I wouldn't do that.
I don't know. I don't know if they have some people who are gonna say something or something, but I'm not worried. Just the rest of my life I have to dwell on it.
Oh, gosh, I don't think we need to do a roast.
So that's happening. Our ending investment balance rate was the same rate as the state pool. So, of course, the state pool is what drags our yield down now. And of course, when you have more money in the state pool, then our yield will be less in the state pool. But now when our money dwindling down and not as much in the state pool, our yield goes up. There's not going to be a need to invest for a while, because we're just using cash reserves to go down and then replenish for the October. I've offered to come work and do phone calls during our busy time periods, because that's fun. I love talking, trying to answer as many calls as possible to let the rest of the office do all the other type of work. In regards to month ends, this is our first month that without Connie and without her system. Gary's been creating a whole new way to balance things with the Clemmer system and finding every element. And so we're getting close. Almost every function is covered. We still haven't decided how we're gonna tackle creating the average monthly balance of each investment fund to calculate their share of the interest. We did decide there was another function that was in Connie's database system of paying interest on taxes that we collect over the time period. We decided we're not gonna pay interest on that anymore since we're the only county that does it in the state. And if the $4,000 over the whole year interest that we pay, if the cities want to sue us on it, already gave one city a heads up and they didn't even know they were getting it. So most of these cities don't even know they're getting the money. And we'll see if Moses Lake notices. But the rest of the cities has been a big hassle having to account for it every time it comes in. So we're gonna just stop it so we don't have to figure out a way to calculate it. So we're gonna stop doing that. Of course, the sales tax that came in was quite huge. I was able to see some data, so I'm seeing a second solar project in the numbers. I'm seeing a lot of others that I don't know who they're for. And I don't get the old data like I did in the past of getting phone numbers. I used to audit them and get phone numbers, making phone calls and saying, what exactly are you doing in our county? So I'm not getting that, so. But yes, the solar projects are producing a lot of money, revenues, and we would be not doing so well if we weren't getting that money. Also keep in mind, we haven't changed the law yet, so those monies have the potential of being refunded back that we're getting. That's why it's important that we make sure next year's session that we get this local tax portion out of the refund process approved by the legislature. So we definitely need Commissioners Association and the County Officials Association to work together to get that passed. So I'm also gonna go in July to our legislative meeting on my own money.
Why are you going on your own money?
Well, I'm
If
not
he's gonna
county
be
employee,
gone.
Being an employee anymore.
unless they think that I'm gonna be like a speaker or something that needs to.
Maybe you could, Daryl.
No, yeah, we'll see. But I have 3 pieces of legislation that are region approved to be presented. So I thought I'd be there just to present it and answer any questions regarding that legislation. But it's all cleanup, it's a cleanup bill type of legislation. So it's going to be dependent on other legislation to be able to hop on and add value to that bill. So we have that. And it's getting hot. And yeah, I had mentioned to TS about the drone show over this weekend. I wasn't sure. Over the courthouse, did they have to get any rights to do that show over our space?
I think they did through Tom.
They have to go
Okay,
through
okay.
FDA too.
Yeah. So, and Chelan County, they finally had the phone working last week, and so, but they still don't have access to a lot of the actual data. So they're making progress every day. So hopefully, our county and any other county or any government doesn't have to deal with what they had to deal with. We are, just to end, we've had, it's going to be close to 250 fraudulent warrants that have come in last week and started this week. All through with McKay's name on it, but it's.
Whose name on it?
McKay's name on it, they didn't issue them. Someone got a warrant and trying to mimic. And then what's normally is easy to tell if it's fraud is when we see the numbers that are to the left-hand side of the Micker line, because we have a unique structure. So all these warrants we see are obviously are fraudulent because we don't have that number instruction when it shows up in reports. But today we had a warrant It was a totally different font size, totally had the correct warrant number structure. The payee line was $300 difference than the written line. And so it looked more legit than our normally easy ones that we can immediately just return as fraud. But I called the hospital and said, we don't know who that person is. So we can't even, we're getting another, it must be a different entity who is involved now. So today we had 35. Tomorrow it looks like we're gonna have at least 50. So last week we had over 200. We don't know when it'll end.
So are we using point and pay or
No, these are payee under payee positive pay.
payee positive pay?
Payee positive pay, where our system, if it doesn't match up with the upload they did, or if we don't have an upload, then it will automatically reject it if we don't do anything.
Okay.
So
How much time, extra time does payee positive pay take?
payee positive pay is where they have to upload the
Yeah, but
payee
how
line.
much time does it take to, 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
Well, with the volume, you have to go through each one
Uh,
and look at it to see if it's all, if there's something that you could have a legitimate warrant that has a name on it, and then the computer reads it differently. And so that'll be the difference. We have to look at the warrant, the pay upload name versus what we see, which are mesh, and then say pay it. So, all right, that's.
Thanks,
Thank
Daryl.
you, Daryl.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we caught those 250. Let the fun begin. Morning, Daryl.
Good morning. Where do you guys want me?
Where's the
You
new
can sit up
people?
front.
Ms. Burns is out this week. So she sent me. How are you guys?
We're doing
Good.
great.
Good. Have any questions?
Well, yeah, I would like, I guess, did you get your answer from HR or?
Well, I got the answer of ask the auditor and communicate with them, which I am happy to do. However, I did just get our auditor's email this morning that indicates that this is going to be delayed until January 1st.
Correct.
So my question for you, do you want me to address this with you? Do you want me to address it with the auditor? Or do you want me to wait and address it with the interim auditor? Because my understanding is that Ms. Jaderlin is going to be wrapping up at the end of the month. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And then you guys will be appointing an interim, correct?
Correct.
So I am happy to take direction on how you want me to proceed with this. I don't think it's as pressing of an issue now that we have another
Delayed.
6 months.
Well, I think there is, I did some research, there is no RCW or law that states, I think we were just trying to kind of look into it, but yeah, we cannot make anybody an elected official record their time.
Yes.
So I believe there's some RCW that states, your salary is your salary, you don't get to break it down by the hour, so.
And then as to the GR 29 and us being a different branch of government, there is some case law. I'm sure if you talk to your legal counsel, they would agree, as they use the exact same research we do, that in terms of our employees doing this and our exempt employees doing this, it could be a discussion we could have. Clearly, this is how we're going to do payroll. Ms. Burns is fine using the system. I think there was some questions, but it sounds like there needs to be some kinks that need to be figured out before it gets implemented. Superior Court's position is if it's how we track time, we have to have payroll. We're doing it. It might hopefully in the long run be easier for Ms. Burns, which will be great. But in terms of electeds, you guys don't have to. You can choose to. I don't have to, I can choose to. In terms of tracking, and I don't know, I just get it from the horse's mouth. I don't know if you guys were
seriously wanting elected officials to track every time we are working? Or just more of a keeping track to make sure that we don't have somebody who's hypothetically working here for a day, supposed to be working, but working somewhere else the same day, maybe somewhere else where then there's problems. Because we're happy to track our, the folks who work for me, and Ms. Burns will track that, but I didn't know what you guys
I
were
think the
looking for.
idea of the electeds doing it
Mhm.
is because, top down, right? You do the same thing as you're requiring the lowest person. I think that was the idea behind it.
And I completely understand that. The thought here, and I can tell you from Judge Clarkson and I are like, we will not be tracking. I mean, there are times when, just last week, she got to get woken up at 1, and then she got to get woken up at 1:30, and then she had to have a conversation with a law enforcement officer. Then she had to be woken up at 2 again. And that is our job, and we're happy to do that for warrants. And we are more than happy. We are there for law enforcement. We want to make sure that we do our job so they can do their job. But I can tell you, we are not then going to be tracking all of that time and taking more time when we really kind of do like our sleep, because unlike the folks we're working for in the middle of the night, they go home and go to bed sometimes. But we got to get up and we got to do our job.
And I don't think that, as far as from us, we don't disagree with what you're saying, Cindy and I.
I know, we were trying to
talked
figure out,
about
like,
this,
what happens when you
we're
get a
not gonna
phone
track our
call?
phone calls.
It's only 10 minutes long, but it ruins your day for like 5 hours. Do you track the 10-minute call,
Or-
or do you track the 5-minute?
Or when they call it like the sweet spot of like 4:15, and then you can't get back to bed, and and that's the thing, is that what our understanding was is that there was a presumption that we were going to be tracking all of our time every time we work. And I can tell you that that is not going to happen. We are not hourly employees, and it's like law enforcement, my understanding, and I don't know exactly because I don't know the ins and outs, but they work overtime and they get called into court and testify for a half hour. They get paid for 4 because, they have a union and they have a contract, and they have, if they do any overtime, they get an added, and that's all them and not us. But we are more than happy. I can tell you that Ms. Burns does track our days off and when we're gone. She doesn't track when, I come in at 8:30 because I have an appointment at 8, and, that where an hourly employee you're going to, but we track all of our, and when I say we, I mean Ms. Burns tracks all of our hourly employees, and I can tell you right now, we only have one other one, our commissioner, and if we had to pay him overtime, we'd be paying him every week for overtime because he is busy with family law. So in terms of how to go about this, I would be happy to talk to the auditor if that's what HR wants us to do. That was the direction that they gave us. But we were under the understanding that HR was the one who was saying we had to do this. So I just want to know, in terms of procedure, once the new system goes live, how do you want us to address this? Through the auditor? I don't really know if Ms. Jaderlin wants to address this, if she's
Yeah, no,
almost.
I think she's walking out the door. And
Exactly.
I don't even know if it was, I thought it was kind of a technicality of the software where we're gonna be like ours, but surely, because it's others. But like Rob said, we were just gonna kind of give it a Girl Scout and a Boy Scout effort, like, okay, we'll start tracking. And yeah, we've had a lot of discussion ourselves, like, how do we track? Because a lot of times, like a 15-minute phone call, everybody else gets 2 hours, but do we get 15, but we don't have to clock in and out, then you can kind of round it up and put it in your time. And
Well, and you folks are also doing some things that are not here at the office as
Most
part of
of
your
our stuff
job.
is
A
not.
lot of it, yeah. And most of ours is either at the courthouse
or in the
or,
middle of the night.
I like it when they can, sometimes they'll at least wait until 5:30 and say they waited, which is appreciated. So, but and sometimes it's just a quick phone call from the jail where they'll ask if we will authorize someone to be released to go to a hospital. And of course, we're always happy to do that. I think that helps our county if we're working together, because as you folks know, you know the budget, that sometimes getting someone released is, as long as it's not a safety concern with our community, sometimes it's the best decision to make. And so, we're happy doing that. We don't track it. We don't, report to Crystal how many warrants we got. We don't track how long when the jail every, Saturday, Sunday emails. One of us three, we take turns, 4 months on for criminal, 4 months on for juvenile, and then civil's kind of your quiet 4 months. We don't track those, where every weekend we have to make sure that we have our device so we can review PCs for the jail. We're happy to do that. We know that that's part of our job, but we are not willing to track every single hour. But I can tell you, Ms. Burns tracks when we're actually here working, and we don't track when, I don't know why, but our conferences start at noon on Sundays. We don't ever track that or say, okay, that's a day we worked. We just do it. And that's kind of our, we do our job, and I can say it's always more than a, 40-hour-a-week job. But we knew that when we signed up for it, and we're willing to do that. But in terms of the actual me going in and tracking my time of, I came in at 7:45 and I left at noon, and, that's just something that we were not willing to engage in, but we are willing to track our other employees, and Ms. Burns is going to be the one who oversees that. So if you want, I can talk to the auditor, because she says that's who the Human Resources Director told me to do. But I think you guys are.
Okay, I can't say the auditor made that decision. I think the commissioners made that decision, so.
Okay.
Kind of in, so we have 6 months. You make a decision, then you really think about it a little harder, like, what is the impact? So if you've got 6 more months to figure this one out.
What's your legal responsibility as a judge, your work time? 1 day a month, 2 days a month, 8 hours?
I have to tell you, I have not researched it myself, but what I have been told is technically any elected official is 1 day a month, and then you get paid for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
That's my
You
understanding.
just set it up like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really impact the electeds, I
Yeah.
don't think. It's just to me, just with employees, with optics, that's all it was.
Yeah.
Because employees know that time and attendance is coming. And what I get told is, I don't understand why I have to do it. You guys aren't going to be doing it. You're not here as much as we are. I don't know why I need to do it. And it's like, because accountability, it's your job. The taxpayers want to know that they're getting, 38 and a half or 40 out of you, not 29 and a half.
Well, and I think you have to have a payroll system, no matter what it is. There has to be one. And so you're choosing to use a different one, which is fine. I can tell you that, our payroll system now, I think moving away from the carbon copies, where I still sign Crystal's, vacation and sick leave time off. I think moving away from that to a little bit more technologically advanced system is a good thing. But just in terms of, and I understand employees do that, but part of it is you're an hourly employee. And so we have to track your time. It's different. So.
They do it everywhere else.
What?
They do it everywhere else.
Exactly.
You just walk in, hit your badge, do your job, hit your badge, leave. It's not really that big a deal, but.
Yeah.
Once they leave here, they don't have to worry about anything.
Well, exactly. And that's the thing
They don't
is
have
that.
events. They don't have phone calls. What?
No, they don't have an iPad next to their.
So crack one open and go to sleep.
So, yeah. But I'm happy to talk to the auditor about procedurally what they want to do. I think that, change is difficult always. Change is something that has to happen, but not everybody wants to do it. So, but I just wanted to make sure, because it was, no, every elected official is going to do it. They have to. And I was like, well, actually, they don't have to. So, and I can tell you, we're pretty transparent. Everybody knows, when we come in, when we don't come in, what we're doing. We're small enough. I don't think that people don't notice when we're here and when we're not here. Unfortunately, some people don't understand that when we're not here, we are other places doing work, not at the pool. So.
No, not the pool.
So, yeah. But other than that, we don't really have, we're just doing the same old, same old.
You guys seem to stay busy.
Yeah, it's a juggling act that I'm extremely grateful for Ms. Burns because she's able to do it all. And like just last week, all of a sudden, the AGs call us and they're like, well, we need to have a hearing on an ICWA case, and she gets it figured out. So, it's always something new and never anything planned. But yeah, so. But other than that, I'll wait and maybe address this in a couple months once the new auditor.
I mean, we had
interim.
more questions. We've even had questions like, what, yeah, we're even questioning this ourselves. on
Yeah.
How we're gonna do this, so. Anyway.
Well, now we have a little bit more time.
Yeah.
So, and when is Ms. Jaderlin's last day?
Daryl and Michelle will be done the end of this month.
Oh, he's gonna be done early too?
Yeah, we have a.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just trying to figure out the appointment process because Daryl is not, he is an independent elected official. So we just need to figure out how to appoint the individual.
Okay.
And we've heard that for auditor, we have one applicant who put their name into the Republican Party. So they will interview tonight and hopefully get that name to us.
Okay, so they're the ones who
They
will.
will be, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, once we hear the name and they get a little more comfortable, then we can have another discussion.
I guess that one name takes a lot of pressure off of us.
Pretty much.
I was worried we'd have three that were on the ballot, and it's hard enough to select.
Yeah.
When people vote, they still get upset. So when somebody else appoints, it's even worse. So hopefully, that's the case. We just have one, and it's easy. But
Could get
we'll see.
interesting.
Could get interesting. Could get really interesting.
Very interesting.
So what happens if we appoint the one and they don't win in the election?
It's happened. It's
And
happened
they
before.
are done working on, well, I don't know, because our start date is different than most. Most, I think, elected officials are that January 1st,
Mhm.
but we're like January 10th. So we have an odd start date compared to everybody else.
Well, and
Reason
sometimes
for
like the
that, though,
sheriff,
right?
they can get sworn in early if it was like an interim. Sometimes they can take office as soon
Yeah.
as the election is certified.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So it's always fun, always.
I bet you're not missing it.
Yeah.
All right.
I will not be missing
All
the
right.
January 1 payroll.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it. for
All
today.
right. Well,
Well, thank you for joining us.
you're welcome. We're just glad Ms. Burns gets a little time off and hopefully she's enjoying her vacation. So we'll make it through the week without her. We might miss her, but we can do it. So, all right. Have a great
Well,
week,
thank you.
folks. Thank you.
You too. Oh, we're rolling right into the
Rolling
commercial.
right into commissioner work session. What do we have for our work session today?
Okay, see on number 3, I did not catch approved credit card request.
Yeah, it's just for Tim to have a credit card.
I approved that a little too fast. That's my only question. When Tom, did we ever hear back from Tom? He was looking into some credit card charges for travel that were far above the per diem.
The renew ones.
Renew sheriff's office,
Yeah.
a handful.
I know with the renew ones, what happened was that he had gotten that summary from Perplexity, and it was saying it did the math incorrectly.
Okay.
So it was like 20 rooms or whatever, and it said $400 per night, but it was like $400 total for however many nights
Okay.
for the one room.
Oh,
So it just summarized it incorrectly.
Okay.
Which he said that he had confirmed that with Dell, the correct charges, and I don't know anything about the sheriff's office one, but I do know that he was double checking the statements on that report.
Yeah, because he said he was meeting with Joy about his, if I remember right. I never did hear how that turned out.
Quick update for the commissioners. I've spoken with Decorah and Tom, and we've selected our top candidates for the deputy clerk position. So I'll be calling them this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon to schedule the interviews. Since you're close to a holiday, I was just trying to see commissioner availability for those interviews. I think probably next week would be a little too soon to try to get people in. I can certainly try though, if you guys are all here.
How many do you have? 3, 4?
We've chosen 5 because one of them we're not sure if she actually meant to apply for Grant County, Washington or not, but we'll interview 4. So
Okay.
if that one candidate did actually mean to apply for Grant County, Washington, then we'll interview her and drop one of the names off the list, but
Next week I'm pretty packed. I can't really lie, like the next.
Probably the whole summer. So would it be possible to do it like on Monday and Tuesday, just do a couple?
Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah.
good Monday, Tuesday.
yeah.
Just right after, if we do 2 and 2, like just roll right into it.
Yep, I can definitely try for that.
Okay. And I think an hour should be more than enough time.
For 2 interviews.
No, for each one.
Oh, no, what?
I think we've done
we
an
only did
hour.
about half an hour last time.
Yeah, the first round of interviews that we did an hour each, and then remember
It was too long. Okay, well, let's do 30 minutes and we can always call back.
I think, were they planning on changing the questions on?
You know, I would recommend, because yes,
I
they
think they're
need
gonna
to
change the
be more
questions.
specific if you're not a clerk or in the BOCC. Different words mean different things, so agenda means different to us than,
If we change some of those questions, it shouldn't take more than half an hour.
I believe Tom was going, or HR was gonna be working with Tom to draft some and then get them to you guys for review,
that would be
but,
great.
so is next week too soon then, if we're
I
trying
think
to?
next week would be great.
Okay,
Let's get it done sooner rather than later.
You're gonna wanna leave for a day or two sometime. You're gonna get sick or need to take a day off.
But it'd just be nice to have somebody up there to help her out, for sure.
I just have to commend you for doing the job of 3 people. Because we've had, we've had 3 clerks and you're doing the job of 3. You're like, I'm ready for help.
She's like, can I get paid for 2? No, okay.
Now that you mention it,
yeah, I think you mentioned it.
I know.
I just got an email also from emergency management. They are ready to terminate that proclamation of emergency from the storm. So if they can get me the verbiage for it by consent tomorrow, then we may have a walk-on for that to terminate the proclamation of emergency. Just a heads up.
Caitlin, how are things going in our office, I guess, with everybody?
In general, I think it's going well. I've worked with Tom to schedule a regular monthly staff meeting, so that way we can all, sit together. We haven't had one in quite a while, so getting that on the calendar for every month, I think that'll help with some communication in the office. Emily has been fantastic helping me with the AP batches, so I don't have to worry about that. And Emily and Carrie especially have really been fantastic, trying to take what they can to help lighten the load until we get the deputy clerk. I think that currently this, I don't want to call it a struggle. It's gotten a lot better recently. Is just trying to keep in the loop with everything going on. I think that when Barb left, people just removed her from the email threads and then didn't add either me or the commissioner's email address.
Okay.
So it's gotten better. I think that we're getting to that point, but there was a little bit of a struggle trying to.
So do they remove or do you have access to her emails just to review them in case?
I do, and I think that probably what happened is that I'm sure people sent an email and it went to Barb just out of habit and they got that auto response, but then they never added the new email. And so then there's emails that go directly to you guys or directly to Tom or whoever that I just don't see, and then trying to catch up with those is a little challenging. But like I said, it's gotten a lot better recently. People have been good about it, which is appreciated. But other than that, I think things are going. It'd be nice to have a deputy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. Carrie and Emily are helping, but they've always been great about jumping in and helping. Kind of the unsung heroes up there. Public records, a lot of public records requests coming in.
I think it's a pretty steady amount.
I feel like election year always escalates their requests
Yeah.
and their frivolous requests. But that's just me.
Pretty standard. I mean, we've got the regular things.
The top seekers.
We only have three more weeks left of Board of Equalizations. We have hearings this week. Next week is the Department of Revenue mandatory training that the board members and I have to do. And then July 2nd, we took that week off because the holiday, we anticipated that people wouldn't be there. But July 9th is the last day of scheduled hearings. So
did we get that large public records request fulfilled? Over the Board of Eek, somebody from the Board of Eek requested.
I was not informed of anything. Was it, when did that one?
4 months ago? 4 months ago? Must have been, how long has Barbara been gone?
I think they reached out and let them know that it might take a while, if I remember correctly.
I think, and then, Jerry just needed to notify when he's in a hearing that his wife works in the office.
Oh.
They were not notified.
I see. So we did speak with the Department of Revenue about this. I asked them at my clerk's training, and they made it very clear that since she is not an appraiser and she doesn't do any appraisals of any properties, he doesn't actually have to announce that he is married to her.
Prosecuting attorney stated to do that, so.
Okay. So I don't know that
I would put that, file that away somewhere if there was a.
Yeah, if we got clarification from the Department of Revenue, we should be fine.
I think even Kirk said we had it from HR, from our prosecutor, from Kevin McCrae, that he needed to do that, so. I didn't realize there was another request to ask.
No, I was in that clerk's training and it came up about conflict of interest, and so there was the opportunity for me to ask again. I didn't realize that we'd been given direction from the prosecuting attorney's office about that, so I can certainly find out. The only BOE request, I was thinking about this, that we got a couple months ago, I think all the documents that they were requesting were already public facing, so we were able to just send them to.
That's right.
Barb found that because she had resent it out. I want to say like 6 months ago. So you should be able to find it.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
I'm trying to think what would be.
Searching.
Craig?
Okay, yeah, it is I'll just forward this to you, I just found it.
Where do you want me to sit?
You can sit wherever you like. You can sit up front if you want.
We need to go in.
10 seconds.
I'll
Get
sit over
started.
here so I can see people's faces.
Okay.
It is 11 a.m. and we are here for our position management review. Good morning.
Thank you. We have some accounting questions, so. Oh, thank you.
It's a good thing I brought glasses.
Oh, and I was supposed to send this to the board this morning and slipped my mind. Let me do that right now.
It's kind of a little trail of stuff that was going on.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Me too. I should have sent this out earlier, so. Give me 2 seconds.
No, I actually was talking to Caitlin about that. I'm sorry about an email.
Sorry.
I was just like, yeah, that South Campus area is where it was in.
Makes me feel good.
It was.
I know. I didn't send it out to anybody.
Caitlin,
why I
you see
sent-
there's
I sent it
always
to the
like a little
board.
controversy on that board.
Oh, did you?
I guess I should CC you. I apologize.
Didn't even recognize you.
Well, if I would have done
You know,
it.
right, was it the glasses or the hair?
Well, I think
I'd
somebody
say
was-
you're punished, but you can't go home.
Who's our new HR person?
What's that? About 37 years ago I did.
No, we're just chilling.
We're just waiting for everybody to get started.
Yep, I'm gonna send.
She's sending it
She's
to you.
sending us out information that we didn't get.
We're in a holding pattern apparently.
Sorry.
Gina,
We're in it.
it's 11:01.
I know.
Thank
It's
you.
in the shop right now, getting lights and stuff, so it's getting there.
Every minute you're late, you get a lash. So you get one lash so far.
I'll just go.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
For
So the punishment was that
Oh,
you
this,
can't.
I feel like when we must have
Jasmine's
just closed our
retiring.
first year down,
So we're getting a replacement
campus or
employee.
whatever you call it. And now the cold air is coming in.
So
We do.
A little hot fresh air,
Bring in a new guy.
cold air.
For the guy you promoted.
Yes.
Maxwell?
Yep.
Okay, so I apologize. It is on its way. Will you all let me know when you see it? Please.
Got it. It's the coroner.
is that all we have today?
And then the
What, I'm
top,
not enough?
and then the topic that Caitlin emailed us about.
Which one was that one?
Copy of the application for the treasurer.
Oh,
Did you talk to HR about this? Obviously, they're here.
Yes.
Yes. Sure did. Says requesting
Oh, right, 'cause I
assistance,
didn't know.
requesting assistance with the relocation of the new investigator.
We typically, HR, what are your thoughts on this? I wouldn't even ask the question. I'm just,
Typically, we don't, but it's not unheard of when it's a specialized position.
I think when we've been asked a few times. I don't think we've ever done a moving. We'll kind of adjust the salary so it kind of over the long run kind of equalizes the,
I thought I remembered one in the prosecutor's office.
we do just, if we've done one under Kevin.
Yes, I believe so.
I missed the first part.
Relocation fees
From
for somebody moving
from
here.
where to here?
So Craig is preparing to extend an offer to an applicant who currently resides in Cooley Dam. The applicant plans to relocate to the Moses Lake area to be closer to the majority of service calls. To assist with relocation, Craig would like to offer a moving allowance to help offset moving expenses. He believes the coroner's office may have funds available to cover up to $3,000 in relocation costs. However, he will need confirmation from accounting before proceeding. If approved, the relocation allowance will be included in the applicant's offer letter.
Thank you. My concern was an out-of-state employee relocating.
It's only for out of state, did you say?
No, that was my concern.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't know if the other one is an out of state. I don't know if that's what it- I know we were short a few prosecutors over there as well.
Well, and when Craig and I talked about it on Friday, and I relayed information to Decorah, Craig isn't sure where his budget is at, to be able to say confidently that, yes, I have it in my budget. So we were hoping today that Mandy, you could provide him an overview where he's at in his budget.
Yeah, I could now pull that up. Have there been any changes to your anticipated revenues, opening the new morgue earlier, getting something, because I know that we had to cut it a little bit for this year.
So, yeah, there won't be anything until next year, if anything.
Because with the not accounting for, Jerry's payout,
Right, how does that play into that?
it's most likely gonna put you over budget. We won't know for sure anything because you're within current expense, so we wouldn't do an extension just for your department. So we would keep an eye on it as current expense as a whole, but
Okay.
you are possibly going to be over on your departmental budget.
Just because of Jerry's payout leaving, and we didn't anticipate that when we did the budget in.
And because it was significant, right? Yeah, he had a lot of leave.
Okay,
It's like 27, I want to say.
But I can pull up your current to date information, but I am expecting in the long run you are going to already be. Unless there's been some other change in revenues or expenses.
our expenses the bigger expenses will be after we get our new facility. It has been an eye-opener with what the hospital has previously done for us and what we're now doing on our own that's increased some expenses. But I didn't take into consideration the payout to Jerry since we didn't know until last month he was going to retire anyway. And that was not accounted for in the budget. So yeah, that's going to be a concern. Can you tell me percentage wise, with the year being halfway over, are we close to 50%?
I can tell you, I don't have
Okay.
it pulled up right this second, but
Okay.
yes, I can get that information for you. And it's not something.
Craig, I think I have just a little hesitation here.
Okay.
On that move, that relocation, just because we've been asked multiple times. And as soon as we open that door,
I understand.
I can't,
I understand.
because I think on the coroner's or the prosecutor's office, we were trying to work out different ways, like if you just pay a little more or do a stipend or.
Do they have accounting policies specifically over that stipend? Yeah.
I don't know if we have a policy,
That
but
would be
it's
an
just,
accounting
but we've been
policy,
asked
so I don't
multiple
know.
times and it's just something we,
Sure. I mean, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. to
yeah,
say
no, and I
but
think
this
that's just
was-
the, because if we do it for one,
Right,
and we have done it for one, I trying to figure out what the circumstances were, but, it does open the door for,
well, we like getting the right people in the right
Yeah.
positions, as you know.
so is this person then, they've got a medical background or a coroner's background or?
Yeah, he's currently a funeral director in Grand Coulee. He has a EMT background from that as well and a medical background. He's a great fit.
Oh, good.
He just is a gentleman that is recently divorced and has expenses to pay for child support and some things along those lines. And I was just going, man, if we could snag this guy and just
Mhm.
get him here, he would.
Are you starting him at a higher salary since he's already has expertise in this instead of the
No,
lower?
we're just starting him at the number one position.
See, and there might be some flexibility in that one if he's already, you're not training per se he's been,
Well, he'll have a period, how long is that period? 6
6
months.
months?
I hated to start him out at a higher level, just because I want him to know how much he's appreciated in the office by giving him those raises in those 6 month
Well, you can
increments.
still do a 6 month. I believe you can't do a 6 month.
No,
Start 'em out.
policy
Okay.
is anything over a 1, it holds it for a year.
Okay.
I mean, I understand. I'm more curious
Well,
as
are
to.
you happy with the salary right there that he's beginning with?
Yeah, I mean, he'll be happy with the
Okay.
salary. He just doesn't have a lot of money to get here.
It just sounds like he's pretty qualified.
He is extremely, yeah, I think, as we went through the interview process with Gina, I think we all felt pretty confident in this
Okay.
individual.
Does it have to be 3,000?
No, it doesn't. I'm just,
That was an
That
arbitrary.
was just a,
we were just trying to figure out, and I'm just thinking, okay, moving to Moses Lake, trying to find a place to rent for him. It's gonna be his first month, last month. I just don't,
Deposit,
I
yeah.
didn't want him to start off on the wrong foot.
But he doesn't know where he's at in his budget, which is why we just kind of picked a number and
Oh,
then
yeah.
We just, yeah,
asked what the number is actually.
yeah.
I'm curious what comments other commissioners have on this topic, if any.
I don't have a lot of comment on it. I would just be cautious of opening it up.
what if you spoke with him and offered him like a 2 or a 3 and let him know, I want to offer you this, but to help out, but you'll be there for a year.
But you've got 6 months at a higher salary.
Yeah, that's an option.
I mean, I just,
I get it.
especially if he was kind of coming in here, didn't, had minimal experience, but it sounds like he's got,
Yeah, he's
he's been in the field, so I think you could probably start him out at higher, anyway, it's probably a little
Yeah.
more discussion in
Okay.
that. That would probably,
I'll talk with Gina about that and we'll make some
yeah.
decisions.
There's like HR.
Does
Not
he have,
saying
does he have a truck?
What's that?
Does he have a truck, do you know?
He will have when he starts here, yeah.
County truck.
The county vehicle, yeah.
Will he be able to use that to move with? Because he'll be driving back and forth.
No, he'll need to move here to, I mean, we
We
still
typically don't
service.
allow personal, county vehicles for on a personal moves.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll work it out.
Well, the only reason I ask is I have a 27-foot enclosed trailer. If he needs to use a trailer,
Okay.
I'd be more than happy to let him.
Oh,
use
that's
mine.
kind of you. Thank you. I think we'll get him here. There's no
Okay,
doubt
Well,
about that,
let's-
so.
we can talk about tomorrow during our HR update.
Well, what's Craig's decision, what step he wants to offer, so I'll leave it up to him.
Yeah, let's talk about that a
Okay.
little bit later and see what we want to do.
We do a comparison of a 1 to a 3, what that increase would be over the year and help balance it out.
That sounds great.
Well, I mean, it's an opportunity, especially, so, I mean, if this is a new person coming in, not really pretty new to the field, but where you've got a seasoned individual coming in, it's really hard to start them at a 1.
Yeah,
I mean, typically we'll move them up if they've got experience or
that's true.
like a lateral, if somebody's transitioning over.
Sure.
I'm not saying I would do this in every situation, but look at that, and just kind of see
Yep.
the value that they are bringing into the county and,
Yeah, it'll be, I mean,
or
we
into
want-
your office.
We want somebody that's gonna stick.
Mhm.
What'd you learn?
I'm still trying to pull it up. I'm sorry, my feet's slow.
Okay,
But are you doing anything after this? We can go up to my office and grab it.
that'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that, because I'd really like to know kind of where I'm at and what the deficit is what I can do to keep expenses down with Jerry's payout. I didn't consider that, and that's gonna be a concern. So if we get toward the end of the year with this payout,
you say we do not do a budget extension for,
We don't do one just for your department unless we're gonna be over on the fund as a whole. And then we would just say, these are what attributed to it and.
So you're in a current expense, so we typically, I mean, we will cover it, we're not gonna cut you off, but you may not need a budget extension because, I mean, you're responsible for your budget, but something kind of out of your control. This sounds like you did not know about it, you couldn't budget for it, it's a large amount. We, current expense, you're in current expense, and as long as current expense is not over the whole, you should be fine, I think is what Mandy is saying.
yeah, let's head up there and kind of see where we're at, and at least get a printout so I can help manage my budget for the rest of the year.
Car washes?
What's that? Car washes?
Probably don't want to do that.
Stop washing my car?
Fundraising.
Oh, that car wash.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Opportunities to, anyway, we'll discuss it too. I have more questions than I have answers, so.
Yeah, I get it.
It's not
Okay.
a no and it's not a yes, it's a, let me think about it.
That's fine.
I don't know. What do the other two commissioners say?
There's more questions that we need to get answered than they.
Will it be back to you tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll bring it to, in my meeting tomorrow.
I'll get us some answers to your questions.
Yeah, let's go see what we can find out and where we're at. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's always good to see you.
Thank you, Craig. You'll call me?
What's that?
You'll call me?
I will.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay,
So are we done?
another topic.
Okay.
So when I had emailed you earlier, it was right before the treasurer's update.
Yes.
And so after his update, I guess I am a little more confused than before. But during Tom's update this morning, we had talked about the appointment process for treasurer after his retirement. And the board had directed a press release to be sent out seeking applications for the upcoming vacancy. From the discussion with Trevor Bevier, he was saying that the board could appoint an interim treasurer, accept applications, and then appoint from those applications. So there wouldn't be, if I understand this correctly, please stop me if I'm wrong. So there wouldn't be a gap in between gathering applications and appointing, you'd have like that interim.
So RCW 3616-115, we can appoint an acting official from the treasurer's office. And then the BOCC, part two, the BOCC can accept applications directly. So it sounds like the 3616-115, and that's, I think, where Daryl kind of had some confusion. So he was going to talk to Trevor.
Yeah. Do you have to do the second step of that?
That's what we're wanting. Daryl said no, Trevor said yes. So we can have two parts of it. So that's what we need to clear up because kind of a new process and there's nothing in law. It's kind of.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that consistency is important if you do interviews. Here, we should do it there. However, given that we have a viable candidate in the office, doing the work, has been being trained to, in a succession plan, and she is running, I would be comfortable with an appointment.
I do feel like since we kind of request everybody else to interview. I think we probably should interview.
Okay.
I don't know, it's hard where, yeah, it'd be nice just to do the appointment, the 3616-115.
So what I'm hearing you say though, that there would be a temporary appointment while we go through the recruitment process.
Well, and it said that, and I don't even know how long it takes.
Okay.
I think we could literally send a letter out, do a press release, advertise this week, whoever submits it. I don't know if there's a timeline. It didn't say like there was a timeline. Next week, just have an interview, whoever is in the interview. I mean, it could be the same person. I kind of like our auditor. We don't have.
Would she need to?
She would need to just put an application in. I would assume. I mean, it's just really hard for us to say. We get angry at people and frustrated I wouldn't say angry, frustrated people when they just go ahead and appoint somebody else without interviewing, going through the process. But yet we bypass it. So I feel like if we are asking people to go through an interview process, we too should go through an interview process. You know, it's kind of fast and furious, but we're kind of at a time frame. I just feel.
Preach that all the time,
What?
but.
But that's my thing.
Given.
Is there an RCW that says we could probably just appoint them? Yep. But I think we should open it up.
Yes, and
Yeah,
that
we know how to do
RCW, when I have read it in the past, to me, it is very, I mean, it's very open for interpretation, right? So Daryl's interpretation is I can just appoint. My interpretation, when I talked to Daryl about it, it was that you, under any position, you have an interview pool or a candidate pool that you interview, and then from that pool of interviews, then you appoint. But
yeah, so I
Or
think
you only have one.
yeah, I mean, you could get people, you could get a unicorn that's out there that just blows you away. And you could post it. Our policy for posting positions is a week, so you get
I
it
think we can
posted.
post it for a week.
I think the biggest challenge for me is that we don't have a job description for treasurer. So it's gonna have to be created.
I think the job description would be, there's an RCW.
RCW, but yeah.
So we
will have to write a job description from that RCW.
I think the sooner the later.
I mean,
I think since
known this
we
is
asked
happening
everybody else to do that,
for
I think we should do
months.
it ourselves.
Yeah.
So that was kind of recommended by Trevor.
HR will work to get a job description done. I guess we've
But-
all been knowing that this is coming for months, and
Well, yeah, we just got direction today, this morning.
I'm like, wait until the last minute.
Well, I think we've been waiting for, MRSC, we've been.
So the other two board members, what say ye? Mr. Chair?
The way I see it is we have one person that's qualified, who works for us, who we know can do the work. I don't have a problem appointing that person.
As long as it's legal, I'm fine with it as well.
I mean,
Let me do some research between now and tomorrow. We'll bring it back for further discussion and hopefully decision tomorrow.
we asked Daryl, I asked Daryl to check with Trevor too, to get clarification on. Hopefully we'll hear something back on that.
So there is a job description just right here online. But yeah, I don't know, we have asked, because Gerald has said we've asked MRSC and they refer us to our local, and then they ask looking for it, and it's just bouncing back and
Yeah, it
forth.
goes back
And
and
then we look at how Douglas County did it, but apparently that's coming under fire, so Trevor just kind of gave us
Douglas
two options.
County appointed?
Yeah.
Because they are an independent.
And was there indication of whether that posting should be external or internal?
It said the board needs to accept applications directly. We can accept.
I mean, I guess if it's
applications
going out in a
I
press
think
release,
it
it's gonna
is
be
an
public,
elected-
so.
I think because it's an elected position and it's not an internal, we would notify the public. But that's just what I'm assuming.
Okay.
And again, Daryl was gonna talk to Trevor, so we may have a different answer by the end of the day. Tomorrow morning. We're just trying to
We could post it out
get
there.
ourselves out of the hot seat.
If nobody applies in 7 days, then, we're off the hook.
And the posting, would you run it through our normal recruitment software, or is it
I
just
think
going to
we
be a
would do it
press
through- I
release?
think it'd be a press
And
release
you're going to
or-
collect resumes separate from the recruitment system?
I think we would,
What would your recommendation?
Well, I mean, when you did the PA's office, none of that went through the recruitment software. It was just given to the board to
I
then,
think the auditors did not go through. I think it would just do a press release to the public.
yeah,
It would
request.
take them directly.
Was that done differently because it had to go through the Republican Party first? For like the PA and the auditor?
Yes.
I don't think any, our applications have gone through the HR system. I think they have come either to HR or to our office when it's an elected official. It can somehow kind of bypasses that system.
Yeah, this is new to me, so.
Well, that's the
And
problem.
this one is
This is whole.
super new, the one for Daryl, because I've never
Right.
done,
Because he's an independent, so he doesn't have a party
Right.
to reference back to. So I would say if we, for consistency purposes, because the PA's office was done that way, and that's how other appointed electeds have happened, I just think that we do a press release. If the board decides to send it out, do the press release and have it sent directly to, I would say, to you. And then the board can review, HR can also review those applications if you'd like, or resumes, cover letters. I'm comfortable with that.
I was just gonna say, I also think that what avenue we use is dependent on what information the board wants to collect. Because our application has, what work have you done? What's your education? What's your background? What are your references? It's not really pertinent for an appointment, right?
I
You're
don't think
more
we-
looking for like a cover letter,
Yeah.
letter of interest
Oh, even resume, I mean,
or resume.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it makes sense to go through just a posting, a news outlet.
yeah.
As far as application completeness goes, I can pull the same requirements that the Republican Party posted for the applications for auditor. They just recently posted, and I believe that is just that, the resume, letter of intent, and references.
Yep.
So we can have that be set as the same requirements if that's what you guys all want to do.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
So then,
but we may have, again, we may not have to go through this process.
Right, let's wait till
If there's an
tomorrow.
RCW, I think it's just kind of
Get
how
more
you read
information.
3616. It's like,
and so I've got the RCW up, and it does say where you can appoint an employee that was serving as deputy or assistant in such office at the time the vacancy occurred as an acting official to perform all necessary duties to continue normal office operations. The acting official will serve until a successor is either elected or appointed as required by law. I think.
but I don't know, because he was talking about a time frame. So I don't know if it was, this is what triggers going out because we're within that time frame of an election.
So let me ask you this, Cindy, and Rob, you may have been here. When Garth Dano retired early and Kevin was appointed, was
He was
there,
the only applicant.
sorry,
He was the only applicant.
but there was
So he
a,
was directly appointed. He was interviewed, but he was appointed.
He was the
Okay.
only applicant that came from the Republican Party. They
oh,
vetted
gotcha,
him.
that did go through Republican Party.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, according to the RCW, we can appoint the person that's in that department currently until the election results come in, and
That's how I interpret
she's
it.
gonna get elected because she's the only one running.
Right.
But he did say something about a time, a date. So I should have,
We have 60 days to appoint somebody.
okay, and I was thinking
And
if
if
it
we
was,
don't, then-
we didn't need to do step 2 if it was before, were you in here, Caitlin? I don't know.
well, I don't.
There
I
was some
personally don't
reference
think we
to
have do step
the amount
two.
of time prior to the seat being vacated to the election. I don't know if it, 6 months, 4 months. I don't know. I'm gonna let Daryl and
Yep, let's get more information from the PA's
Trevor hopefully
office.
work
I'll
it
do
out,
some
but
research and we'll bring it back
we
tomorrow
said we would
for a
get the
decision.
applications.
Fair?
So, yeah, so at this time, hold on the press release, correct? Okay,
Yes, please.
okay.
And we did find that the treasurer can be the signator if we don't, it sounds like we'll get an auditor appointed before the end of the month, but the treasurer is also one that could sign checks. He has the $150,000 bond and you need somebody with a $50,000 bond to do it.
Okay.
We only have a 10,000, I believe. Oh, is
I
it?
don't think it's 50,000, no.
Okay, it used to be 10. Did we up it a little bit? We're not qualified to sign. Or we're talking about the chair. We could have the chair too.
I wouldn't want that responsibility, so.
So I'll show you, Daryl said we had 250 fraudulent warrants that tried to come through last week. Around another 35 and 40 or something coming in.
Anything further from the board for today?
No.
Oh, got nothing?
I wish I knew exactly how this works, because I don't like it when things are kind of fuzzy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will go into recess.